Your Steve Jones Show podcast is loading now. The Steve Jones Show podcast is sponsored by Purdy Insurance. Visit Purdy Insurance on Market Street in Sunbury or visit online at purdyinsurance.com. Sports talk where your voice counts. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. Now from the Sunbury Motors Studio, here's Steve Jones.
And good afternoon, Steve Jones Show, News Radio 1070 WKOK. You can find us at stevejonesshow.com. Also, we're on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter handle at Steve Jones PSU. And also, we ask you subscribe. We'd appreciate it. You can subscribe to our Steve Jones Show podcast. We're on iTunes, Apple Podcast app, Google Play, where you get your podcasts. Just search Steve Jones Show. Hit subscribe. And after the shows air live here on WKOK, they'll drop right to your smartphone and tablet. So you can listen to them anytime, anywhere. And you always have access to 3 months of shows on our homepage at stevejonesshow.com. Monday edition brought to you by Purdy Insurance on Market Street in Sunbury. Go to purdyinsurance.com. As we're heading into the wrap-up, the home stretch of 2018, you spend time with people you know and love, and those are the people, your family members, you want to make sure they're protected with your home, your family, your life, your business. So make sure you get the right policy. And when you deal with Purdy Insurance, you'll get the right price that'll fit your needs and budget. And they deal with the products that are top rated. And they go to bat for you when life happens. People you want in your corner. Purdy Insurance on Market Street in Sunbury. Visit them in person or go to purdyinsurance.com.
All right. Great to have you with us. This is a lot of talk on a day like this about everything that's gone on the last couple of days, especially with the playoff. Penn State and Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. And that will be at 1 o'clock on New Year's Day. We'll be on beginning at 11:30. Matt Leon will be on today's show to preview the Eagles and the Redskins tonight. Big game. Philadelphia needs this game. So do the Redskins. I mean, both teams need this game. Both teams right now are staring up at Dallas, but at the same time, they're also both in the wild card race, which can't be forgotten in all of this, that the wild card race is sitting right there for both teams. So very important. And that's coming up tonight. And don't forget, you'll hear the game on Eagle 107 tonight, and the Westwood broadcast is here on WKOK. But Santa is also on tonight. The Magic Radio.
Week number 2 starts tonight at 6.
Yes.
Boys and girls and Ann Blugis, they'll fire up that Magic Radio. I always say it's the most powerful piece of equipment we have here at the radio station.
Well, I suppose there's a big digital media machine.
Yeah, it's true.
You seem to always forget about that. I don't understand why you do.
I'll come around. Sooner or later we'll get there.
And the good news is, after talking it over with the school district, they're going to start the season on December 5th in basketball. Long talk, little coin. Got it done.
Tip it off. Here we go.
Long talk, a little coin. How's everything going? Hey, a little coin. As soon as the coin showed up, I got this.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
Then people were waking up at that point.
Yeah. I said, and I said, it doesn't have to be a two-man broadcast, does it? And he said, no, it doesn't.
No, if Doug Birdsong can fly solo with the Bison, Yeah,
because I don't want Dave Ritchie to miss Wednesday night.
Long season. A lot of other games for him to jump on. So.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be other games, Dave.
That's right.
All right, we're going to have a little fun here today. Let's see, we don't have anything scheduled in the next half hour, right?
Correct.
Okay. CBSSports.com put together 39 through 1, the list of bowl games. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it down for you, and whether we'll watch. We do this every year. Will you watch? Will you watch?
Yeah, I look forward to this. I also look forward to when we go through all the bowls and we find out the swag that the players get.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Well, that'll probably be a week or so till we get that.
Yeah.
Again, that's a lot of information to accumulate for one big story.
It's $550 is the limit. So $550 is the limit. Okay. And that's right. Gift suite, $550. We're done. Belk Bowl. The Belk Bowl is always the same. You get a $550 spending certificate at Belk department stores. So, I mean, that's, But, yeah, so you'll get watches, gift suites, backpacks, things like that. And we'll run that down as to what each bowl has. I'm trying to think there's one bowl that doesn't disclose what they do. I can't remember which bowl that is. Okay, what's the big secret? You get a $500 gift certificate to Fort Knox. Okay, great. Did they get it right? Yeah, they got it right. The only thing I would have done as a committee, if I'm on the committee, I would have moved Oklahoma to 3 and dropped Notre Dame to 4. Now, you're asking why. Because they took no risk this weekend. They didn't play. You can't look at Alabama, who obviously risked playing Georgia in the SEC championship game. And what Jalen Hurts did was incredible. I mean, really what Jalen Hurts has done all year has been incredible. He's kept his mouth shut. He's gone about his business. He has been ready when people need him to be ready. And when they needed him, he stepped in and he played. I mean, this guy was replacing the national championship game last year. Remember how we openly talked this year that, maybe he'll play 4 games and then he'll transfer. Nope, he stuck to it. He stuck to it. And when they needed him, he won the game. To be honest with you, Tua Tagovailoa stays in the game. Alabama probably loses.
Yeah, they definitely have to be grateful that they have 4 weeks, between last Saturday and the national semifinal coming up at the end of December. I will say this, though. If Georgia would have been clocked in at number 4 yesterday when the announcement was made, can you imagine all of the Clemson fans and Notre Dame fans, how ecstatic they would be just knowing the fact that, Alabama and Georgia, they get to face off against each other for, the second time in about a month. I mean, I would think those two schools and fan bases would salivate to find out, it could be maybe one of those teams we could face off with for the national championship.
But again, I'd have flipped Notre Dame to 4. Okay? Here's the issue that you have right now. I want to preface what I'm about to say by saying, look, Alabama and Clemson have earned their spots, and you do have to knock them off. Okay? All right? So let me start with that. Alabama has earned most of its spots. They did not earn their spot last year. Didn't. And this is what I would have done. There's so many inequities here. That's the problem. What the College Football Playoff Committee has done each year has been the same model every year. You know what that model is? The model has always been, what is the easiest thing to do? The College Football Playoff Committee has not done anything hard since they started this. Send messages? Yeah. Play a great non-conference schedule. Okay. Let's explain why Washington got in a couple of years ago. Let's see. Portland State, Rutgers, Montana. Yeah. So let's cross that one out. But they were a one-loss team. They got in. Again, what was the easiest thing to do? Not the right thing, but what was the easiest thing to do? The easiest thing to do was to put a one-loss team in there. Didn't send any message. Message you sent was, didn't matter who you play in non-conference. Alabama last year played Mercer. That was their last win before they played Clemson. It was Mercer. Didn't win the division. Didn't win their conference. Lost their last game. Got in. Okay. No message sent there. They've got to come up with something that levels the playing field. This year you have one conference champion that plays in 8 conference games, another conference champion that plays in 8 conference games, one independent that plays no conference games, and a conference champion that plays 9 conference games. The other conferences that play non-conference games, excluded. Again, if you play 8 conference, every time a conference has had somebody that plays 8 conference games, they have made it every year. This year, only one that plays 9 is in. That's Oklahoma. There has to be a couple things that have to happen. Either they have to look at the conference and say, look, you want to participate in this thing? You got to play 9 conference games. Or everybody plays 8 conference games. Or you play 9 and you can't play FCS teams. I would have taken Alabama the week they played Citadel, and the next week before Auburn, I'd have dropped them to 5th. Now, that doesn't mean the next week after beating Auburn, I don't move them back to 1, because I can then look at everybody and say, now I have a full body of work. But you only rank them 6 times a year, and one of them you make a mockery of the system as I'm ranking and play the Citadel? That's what you do? You're making a mockery of it. I'd have dropped them to 5th and then looked in the camera and said, Nick, next to last week of the season, you got to play somebody. It says, now we're ranking playoff possibilities. You just played the Citadel. You're 5th. Now, it doesn't mean the next week they don't come back, beat Auburn. Boom, I put them back to 1. I would have. And then I kept them at 1 after beating Georgia. But you've got to make some sort of statement here about what people are doing, because right now they're thumbing their nose at you. You know, they're doing what they want whenever they want. Hey, we're going to play the Citadel this week. In fact, you know, because the Southeastern Conference does this. You want to know? You want something interesting about Kentucky? Do you know what Penn State is to Kentucky? This is an SEC team. Okay? They're about to play Penn State in their 3rd consecutive non-conference game. You realize that? The last time Kentucky played a conference game was November 10th against Tennessee, which they lost. Since then, they played Middle Tennessee State, Louisville, and now Penn State. This is the 3rd consecutive non-conference game that Kentucky's about to play. The SEC makes a mockery of this thing the way they do it. And they get away with it every single time. You've got to have some general rule in place. And as for Notre Dame, they're 12-0. If you look at it from 2016 terms is awesome. And in 2018, it's not. Michigan was a great win. Yeah, Stanford's a good win. Florida State, Virginia Tech, USC. In 2016, that looked like a murderer's row schedule. In 2018, just by happenstance, it turned out to be one of the weakest schedules in the country. But they're undefeated. You can't keep them out. They've got to come up with something here that levels the playing field for everybody along the way. And again, that's not to take away from the fact that Alabama and Clemson have indeed been the best two teams in each of the last 5 years. There's no getting around it. There's no getting around it, and you have to beat them in order to do something. You know, you've got to knock them off to do something. But the system has worked beautifully in their favor. Now, did they get the right four teams? Yeah, they got the right four teams. Like I said, just out of purpose, I'd have flipped Notre Dame down to 4 because they didn't play this weekend. Everybody else, I mean, Oklahoma had to risk a game against Texas. Alabama had to risk a really tough game with Georgia. Clemson didn't have much risk. They beat Pitt. But still had to play. Doesn't mean they don't go through the game, turn it over, stumble a bit, lose a key player or two with an injury, something. But they risked it while Notre Dame watched. So Notre Dame, to me, goes down to 4 because they get a 0 for the weekend. That's just me. I'd have made Notre Dame play Alabama. But the College Football Playoff Committee, if they've shown one thing over and over again, they always take the easy way out. Okay. We will come back with more in a moment on News Radio 1070 WKOK, brought to you by Purdy Insurance.
For nearly 100 years, Purdy Insurance has been your locally owned, family-operated source for insurance products. With a staff of over 20 and partnerships with some of the industry's most trusted companies, Purdy has the experience and resources to get the job done. Whether you need personal, home, and auto, or complex business insurance solutions, Purdy will help you navigate through the process. Call today at 570-286-5855. Or better yet, stop in their Sunbury office to see what Purdy Insurance can do for you.
When it comes to car buying, there's the other guy's way, and then there's the SMC way. The other guys force you into a vehicle you really don't want. The Sunbury Motors way lets you take the time you need to browse, ask questions, and take the test drive and think on it. For over 100 years, the Mertz family and all their employees have made your experience the most pleasant one you'll ever have. The other guys won't offer you the best price for your trade, no matter how much they say they will. The SMC way is their promise to provide you with the most money the market shows your vehicle is worth. The SMC way is to offer you all applicable factory rebates on new vehicles and generous discounts. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? The SMC way checks each vehicle in a 200-mile radius to determine the lowest price, then beat it. It's the lowest price promise, just part of the SMC way. The choice is up to you, the other guy's way or the SMC way. The SMC way wins every time. Sunbury Motors Company in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza, Sunbury, and at sunburymotors.com. Selling more cars and satisfying more customers for over 100 years.
Taking your calls at 800-795-9565. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. Now, from the Sunbury Motors Studio, here's Steve Jones.
All right, Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf. Great to have you with us today. Brought to you by Purdy Insurance. Market Street in Sunbury. Go to purdyinsurance.com. I know I'm looking forward to seeing Adam and Steve and everybody at the party on Wednesday night. It'll be great to see them. It'll be awesome to see you, my good friend.
Cannot wait. A little over 48 hours away. Yeah.
Chad and Catrillo and Mark. It'll be great to see Lawrence there. Roger, Jamie.
Buhner
will be there. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Ritchie. It'll be awesome to see him. Trying to think of anybody else.
Tom and Laura and Kyle.
Oh, that's right. Tom, Laura, and Kyle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Tom and Laura, I believe, was at your mom's funeral.
Back in June. That's right.
Yeah, back in June. They were there.
Yep.
And Roger was there. And it's amazing the people that really, really deeply cared went.
Never gets old.
That's not funny. No, it's not.
No.
As a matter of fact. Okay, so now let's get into whether we'll watch the game, the bowl games. Now, this little process may take a little while, but we're going to have some fun with this. Ranking all 39 bowl games the CBSSports.com did. All right? So let's get to this. Okay? Number 39, they have dead last. The Idaho Potato Bowl, Western Michigan BYU, on Friday, December 21st at 4 p.m. So it starts when you and I are on doing the show. Will you watch?
No. No brainer for me. Well,
Boy, you're cruel. I mean, you just like right away.
You got to pick and choose. Well.
Right. To be honest with you, the 21st, when I'm done with the show, I've got to go right to the Coleman Coliseum. I got a game that night.
That's right. You'll be in Alabama.
I'll be in Alabama. So game means no. Hawaii Bowl, Louisiana Tech, Hawaii, Saturday, December 22nd, 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday.
No.
I probably will a little bit because at that point, we're probably going to get back from Alabama, I'd say probably about 2, 3 in the morning. Probably sleep in a little bit. I've got the day off. It's a Saturday. I'll have nothing else. I'll probably decompress and watch some of the game at least for an hour. How about that? Okay. Quick Lane Bowl, Detroit. Minnesota, Georgia Tech on Wednesday the 26th, right after our show is over with at 5:15.
I probably will. Yeah.
I probably will too. Penn State plays Minnesota next year. Okay. The Gasparilla Bowl in St. Petersburg. This game will take place on Thursday the 20th. It's Marshall against South Florida.
I'll pass on that one.
I'm out. Look, we're going to be in Tuscaloosa, so I'll be done with the show. We've decided we're going to go to Dreamland Ribs for dinner. Now, Dreamland is famous throughout the South. Okay? I don't know. I've had Dreamland before, years before, but I've had it. It's great. It's a little hole-in-the-wall place. We're going. Gasparilla Bowl, gone. I mean, I don't even know if I'll glance at it if it's on the TV at the bar. Cheez-It Bowl. Cheez-It Bowl.
Love Cheez-It.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
California TCU, December 26th, Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Extra toasty. I'm talking about the Cheez-Its, not the game. I'll probably tune in.
I might for a little bit. Now, the first of 3 games in Orlando is the Cure Bowl. It's on Saturday, December 15th at 1:30, Tulane against Louisiana.
Up in the air.
I've got a game with NC State at the same time, so it's out. New Orleans Bowl, also December 15th, at the Superdome, the R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Middle Tennessee State against Appalachian State.
Well, we saw App State, of course, Labor Day weekend. I'll probably tune in, catch a little bit of that, sure.
Yeah. I think I will, too. Once I get back. I should be back by then, if not, say games at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I'd say I could probably get there by the second quarter. Get home. From
Suit
Atlantic City.
already taking App State in that game, so. Of course, he's shooting for one for the thumb. For the other thumb? One for the other thumb? How many of you won in a row? Not 5. I'm going to say the number just keeps growing exponentially one month after another. Planning ahead. Okay. We'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, that's what he does when he. That's what he does when he hands in his figures to Jamie every single month. He seemed a little bit. Don't quite seem to be what I actually saw. Seemed to be a bit inflated.
She saw what I saw.
On December 22nd. December 22nd, the Birmingham Bowl, high noon, Memphis and Wake Forest.
Probably not.
Maybe a couple minutes. It's actually not a bad matchup, but it's a holiday weekend. I'm going to be doing a lot of zero. I mean, a lot of nothing. Bahamas Bowls, number 31 on the list. Florida International against Toledo on December 21st at 12:30.
No, actually, we'll be having our Christmas luncheon will be going on at that time, so no.
Christmas luncheon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we always have that Christmas luncheon the last day, before the office closes up shop for Christmas. So, yeah, Friday the 21st, we'll be having our Christmas luncheon at that time.
I'll be in Alabama.
You will be.
Yes. December 29th, Arizona Bowl, 1:15, Arkansas State, Nevada. Okay, I can tell you again, I've got another game that day. I've got UMBC, so I'm out.
I'm out, too.
See, I've got between traveling games, I've got a lot of outs here.
You've got legit reasons.
Let's see. Texas Bowl, Baylor Vanderbilt, December 27th. I might watch some of that game.
I think I will, too, yeah.
A little Matt Rule involved there, State College's own coach.
He's starting to get that turned around down there, too.
Yeah, he is. All right. Military Bowl, Cincinnati, Virginia Tech, December 31st at noon. I will be in Orlando at the time, and I can tell you right now, at noon, I'll probably be at the walkthrough for football, at the football practice at that hour.
I may catch a little bit of it.
I'm going to go to the walkthrough. It's far more interesting. Really. I'll never forget Jack and I going. The first time we went to a bowl walkthrough, he looked at me. He says, "It's the most thorough walkthrough I've ever seen in my life." I said, "I know." Holiday Bowl, New Year's Eve, 7 o'clock. I want to watch this game. Northwestern, Utah.
Oh, yeah, I'm in for that, too.
I mean, again, it may be one of those where maybe I don't pick it up till the second half because, it's New Year's Eve, so we're going to probably do something, but I definitely want to watch some of it. December 15th, 2 o'clock, New Mexico Bowl, North Texas, Utah State. I'm out. I've got a game the same time.
I'm out, too. Nah.
Belk Bowl, December 29th, high noon. South Carolina, Virginia. I've got a game at that time. I'm out.
I think the Peach Bowl's on at the same time, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, so that'd be my out.
Yeah. Camellia Bowl, Georgia Southern, Eastern Michigan, December 15th, 5:30. I'm traveling back from Atlantic City. I'm out.
I'm out, too.
Liberty Bowl, New Year's Eve, 3:45. I have a few minutes. I'll watch some of this. Missouri, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, probably. Me too.
Pinstripe Bowls at number 22. Wisconsin, Miami. December 27th, 5:15. I'm in.
Same here.
Frisco Bowl, December 19th, 8 p.m. San Diego State, Ohio University.
No.
I've got a game at Duquesne in Pittsburgh that night. I'm out. We're all not only, and we're not going back to the hotel. We're going to the airport and we're flying to Alabama. December 31st, 2 p.m. Stanford and Pitt Sun Bowl.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to have lunch at the hotel. And if I go back, I'll catch a little bit before dinner or whatever.
That's our last chance to catch Brad and Gary and on CBS. So, yeah.
Camping World Bowl, the second Orlando Bowl, West Virginia, Syracuse on December 28th on a Friday night at 5:15.
Well, I'll be second to be the second half for me. We're fourth quarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in though. I'll watch that game.
Yeah.
Gator Bowl, New Year's Eve, 7:30. NC State, Texas A&M.
Not sure. Maybe if there's a different game on that night, maybe.
We always have a Learfield dinner. And hopefully it takes a long time. Mississippi State, Iowa, Outback Bowl. I'm out because it's opposite the Citrus Bowl.
Me too.
Yeah, I might watch some in the booth during the pregame show, but that's it. And by the way, if it wasn't opposite, I would watch the game. Music City Bowl's at number 16, Purdue Auburn, Friday at 1:30, December 28th. That one I like. I'll watch that game.
Yeah, I'll catch a little bit of it before we hop on the air, sure.
Let's see. Red Box Bowl, Santa Clara, number 15. It's Michigan State, Oregon at 3 on New Year's Eve. Actually, I think it's a pretty good game. It's just the timing of it's not great.
Yeah.
December 27th at 1:30, the Independence Bowl, Temple against Duke.
Nah, if it was basketball, yes, but nah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in a glance on that one. Is it a good game? It's okay. Citrus Bowl, Kentucky, Penn State. Obviously, I'm doing the game, so I think I'll watch. Boca Raton Bowl, UAB, Northern Illinois, December 18th at 7.
I'll pass.
I might watch a little bit of it because on that night, December 18th, I'm trying to think my scheduler. I think I'm off that night. I'm trying to think what the... Oh, no, we're traveling. We're traveling then. I might be able to watch some of it once we get to Pittsburgh. I have all these long road trips. You notice that? And this year it's not just like out and back. That's going to be a long road trip, and the bowl one's going to be because I'm going to do the basketball game on the 29th, then go to Orlando. Then from Orlando, I'm going to Michigan to do basketball. Sugar Bowl, Georgia, Texas. New Year's night, 8:45.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
Armed Forces Bowl, December 22nd, 3:30, Houston and Army.
Probably not.
Probably a glance. Fiesta Bowl, LSU, UCF, January 1st, 1 p.m. It's opposite the Citrus Bowl, so I'm out.
Me too.
Peach Bowl, December 29th, Michigan, Florida, high noon.
I'll carve out time for that, sure.
I'll watch some, but I've got basketball that day. Dollar General Bowl, December 22nd, Buffalo against Troy at 7 p.m. I think I'm going to watch some of that game. I think that's actually a very good game. First Responder Bowl, which is in the old Cotton Bowl, by the way. Boston College, Boise State, Wednesday, December 26th at 1:30.
I'll probably be out looking for bargains at that point.
I'll watch some of that. Number 5 is the Las Vegas Bowl, December 15th, 3:30, Fresno State, Arizona State.
Oh, Herm.
Yeah.
Maybe. Glimpse, maybe.
I've got a game, though. So I'm going to be finishing a game and traveling. I'll miss that thing completely. Alamo Bowl at number 4, Iowa State, Washington State, December 28th, that Friday night at 9. I'm in. I'm watching this game.
Oh, yeah, I'll watch that, too.
Rose Bowl, New Year's Day at 5, Washington, Ohio State.
You betcha.
Absolute.
Screen is always beautiful.
Yeah, it's always beautiful. Oh, to sit in that broadcast booth in that setting,
yeah,
it's one of the really great things. Really is. I'll text Paul about that. Paul hasn't been there since 2010. Paul Keels, by the way. Clemson, Notre Dame is number 2. The Cotton Bowl, that's an abs. Yeah, 4 o'clock on the 29th, yes. Mm-hmm. And the Orange Bowl, Alabama, Oklahoma at 8 o'clock on the 29th, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So a week from today, we'll do our picks. And the 18-time defending champion says he'll be there. Is that true?
Oh, do you want to do it a week from today or a week from Friday?
I meant a week from Friday.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Yeah, a week from Friday.
Yeah, we'll do that power hour of picks.
Yeah, we'll do a full hour of that. That will be good.
Yep.
Well, we may have to.
We'll figure it out.
We may have to do it Thursday.
Okay.
And the reason we may have to do it Thursday is this. Friday is a travel day, and I'm not sure what time we're leaving.
We'll do it Thursday then.
Because remember, I've got that game in Atlantic City on the 15th. Well, my schedule's a pain for everybody, isn't it?
We'll do it on the 13th then, Thursday the 13th.
Maybe that's the one that's bad luck for the suit.
Hey, maybe they'll have a game that night.
Yeah. All right.
Study the more of the rosters that day than doing the picks.
No, that would never happen. I've heard the broadcast.
We'll come back with more in a moment as we continue on News Radio 1070 WKOK, brought to you by Purdy Insurance. All right, great to have you with us on the show today. And Matt Leon, next half hour, we'll talk about the Eagles and the Redskins tonight. Big game in the playoff picture for Philadelphia this week and next week. Those are the line in the sand games for Philadelphia. Washington is really in the same boat. And because they're in the same boat, that means that tonight's game is all the cards on the table game. The question is going to be, Philadelphia, Adams is probably going to start at running back. He's helped them in the running game. The question is going to be is how well does Colt McCoy play in this game tonight? Again, he is the typical backup quarterback in the NFL, a guy that and Colt McCoy is he is a good NFL quarterback. He is not very good. He is not great, but he's good, which means he can throw a couple touchdown passes here and there. But it also means he can throw a couple of interceptions here and there against a Philadelphia team this year that has not been great with takeaways. What really hurt Colt McCoy against the Cowboys is the fact the Cowboys had a couple of interceptions. They had takeaways. Philadelphia's defense this year has not been a very good takeaway defense this year. They've also not been a great defense this year when it comes to putting pressure on the quarterback. But I think even just enough pressure can make a difference tonight and make McCoy do something that he doesn't want to do and out of rhythm. That's going to be important tonight. So Matt Leon, next half hour. Today's show brought to you by Purdy Insurance, Market Street in Sunbury, the beverage supermarket. And, of course, today we're brought to you by Purdy Insurance, Market Street in Sunbury. Go to PurdyInsurance.com. Purdy's have served this valley for decades. Best insurance, best prices. I don't care if it's auto, home, life, business insurance. Go to PurdyInsurance.com. Look forward to seeing them on Wednesday night. Be great if we could get like a big group together, Sean. I think by getting a big group of great people together like the Purdys and get Corey there and get Tom over there and get Chad over there and so forth, it could then really lessen the impact of other people.
Your station for news, weather, business, and CBS Sports Radio. News Radio 1070 WKOK Sunbury and on WKOK.com.